Hello, welcome to this video about vision impaired shooting. You may think of shooting as quite a visual sport where you look down the sights at a target, but you may be surprised to know that actually those with no sight can actually still do the sport and shoot at 10 metres and hit a dot which is only half a millimetre across. Keep watching and I'll explain how. Firstly, I'll introduce myself. I'm Michael Wapples. I'm the Shooting Subcommittee Chairperson within the International Blind Sports Association, otherwise known as IBSA. You may also know of me as a shooter, as I'm a vision impaired shooter who has shot for Great Britain. So let's now move on to how the sport is done. It is mostly done in the same way as any other air rifle shooter. So as you can see in front of me, I have a standard air rifle. The main difference is that on top of the air rifle we have a special aiming device. This aiming device is a high-speed camera and it sees an LED which is placed near the target and will produce some audio tones which tells me where I'm aiming. In basic terms, that audio tone is a tone which changes in pitch. It will get higher pitch the closer it gets to the centre of the target. Now you may be wondering how much work it is to get this set up in any shooting range. So I'll just let you see what the LED unit is like. This is the LED unit. It's about 15 centimetres by 2.5 centimetres. Or for those who work in inches, about 6 inches by 1 inch. So it's quite small, and this particular one has got some magnetic tape on it, so if your targets are steel, it should just stick to it. Otherwise you can use something like double-sided tape or self-adhesive Velcro or something like that and just stick it to any target unit. There's also a version of the LED which can be used with paper targets. So there's very little you actually need in a shooting range. All the equipment can be brought in, set up and taken away once the shoot is finished. Okay, now to describe some of the positions. There's two disciplines which are done internationally. The one is standing, which is the same as any other air rifle shooter. You may have seen the shooting at the Olympics, and if you've seen the standing air rifle there, it's basically the same. There's, as I said, it's mainly the aiming device, and there's one other thing which I've not mentioned yet, which differs as well. The other discipline is prone. Now the prone is a bit different. The name, you may think of it being actually lying down, and that is how normally it should be done, but because we're doing it on an air range and it's set up for standing, to give the height and also to help make it accessible to people with other disabilities as well as visual impairment, so they have a dual disability, we've actually followed what the Paralympic shooters do, where you do your prone, sitting down at a table, and you place your elbows on the table. Now for this video I'll actually be demonstrating the prone, just so you get an idea of how this aiming device works, the sound and all of that. Now I did say there was one thing I've not yet discussed. It's that the shooter is actually also allowed an assistant. Now the assistant can help with things like setting up the equipment, help the shooter find their position, help the shooter find the target, because this aiming device only starts producing sound once it's actually located that can see that LED, and then the assistant can tell the shooter where the pellets have hit the target. Now I said I'm going to demonstrate this, and I will get on to that, but unfortunately I can't actually do what I had ideally wanted to do for this video, because I'm not actually at a shooting club. I'm at home and I don't have a live fire shooting range set up at home. The reason I'm doing this video at home is because if you're aware that when this video is being done, there's a certain little virus on its way around the world, and because of that we've all been told stay at home. So unfortunately I can't actually go up to the shooting club to do this video. The other consequence is that I don't actually have an assistant here, but fortunately I'm used to setting myself up at home and to do dry fire training, so I can actually do that bit independently. But that does mean that I will just be doing dry firing, and there may be some slight pauses while I'm just setting up because it may take me a little bit longer. The other difference too in competition is that I've got the aiming device connected up to a speaker so that you will be able to hear how that aiming device sounds. Normally in competition the shooter would be using earphones. Okay, let's actually get the demonstration underway. Okay, so I've got this actually set to dry fire, and as I said, you can hear it low sound there, so I'm near the edge. It's pulsing as well. So as I come in, you hear it's getting higher. And you should just hear it at times just going constant, and that tells me it's in the very middle. And it's for me to try and judge when I think it's the highest it can be, and also when I've got that constant sound. So I'll just do another so you get an idea. Okay, I think that probably gives you an idea of how it works. As I said, I will explain a bit more in a bit more detail in another video. I hope to try and do one about standing. That one may have to wait until I actually go up to the shooting club or have an assistant with me, because standing there's a lot more movement involved. And I'll also do one on the phone, but I'll also do some videos on other topics, so maybe explain the equipment in a bit more detail for those who are not experienced in shooting, those maybe with a vision impairment, that some of the shooting stuff can actually be rather strange if you've never seen the sport before, because there's like the jacket I've got on, as I said, for the prone you've got the sling. So I'll explain that in another video. Well, give me your feedback. Let me know what sort of things you actually would like to see in some of these videos, and I'll actually try and produce some videos targeting what you actually would like to know more about. That's the other thing that I'll finally just end by saying, so if you think the video quality is not quite as good as it could be, these are experimental videos. As I said, I want to find out what you want, what you enjoy, what you need to know more about, and then once we started getting that sort of feedback, maybe we can look at actually producing a more high quality video. And also maybe at that point I'll be able to get up the shooting club and you'll actually be able to see a live fire demonstration. So keep tuned and like the video and subscribe to the channel, and hopefully see you in a future video. Okay, goodbye.